You got it, girl, you got it. Hey. I'm not your boy, baby. I can't grant your every wish. I'm not your knight in shining armor. So I just leave you with this kiss. You can catch me on the speed train. We're in a three-way. Shining with the gleam chain. Ain't nobody giving me break. You can catch me watching AI. Mellow as game time.
Richard old von Stauffi. I let him think that I was dead, when in actual fact I was absolutely fine.
If we had cast a big-time celebrity person, I think the whole focus from what the film's actually about, which is this beautiful story between these two kids set in a time of darkness, it would have been overshadowed by the idea of this big celeb playing Hitler.
There is something really chilling about seeing Nazi German society from the perspective of a very small child. Did you want this movie to be chilling?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to make some crappy saccharine film, something that just was set in World War II and just had jokes at the expense of the experiences of millions of people. You have a big responsibility when you come to making a film set in that time. I feel like if people don't get the point of using humor to dismantle these regimes built on intolerance and hate, I'm wasting my time with the person I'm explaining it to.
But does it get your hackles up? I see what you're
does.
saying.
I don't even know what you're going to answer. Yes, it does.
There's this thing I hear you driving at, and I'm trying to figure out, are you responding to some of the criticism of this film, which is you shouldn't make a movie in which Nazis are buffoons, because the Nazis weren't buffoons. They were efficient killers. They weren't funny. Like, at any point in the making or the marketing or the release of this movie, did your mind change about anything?
No.
No? Huh.
I wrote this film in 2011. I started making the film in 2017. So it's not like over 6 years I wasn't considering all angles. And for people who say, well, you can't really mix these two things, tonally, you can't mix humor with Nazis and blah, blah. It's been 80 years this year since Charlie Chaplin released The Great Dictator. And I do think that since then, there have been a few other people who have done the exact same thing I'm doing.
Can I offer two rebuttals? Because
You can offer one.
Okay, I can offer one rebuttal.
No, you can offer
they're
four.
both good.
I'll give you
No,
5
they're both good
rebuttals.
rebuttals. Okay, listen, but I'll make them quick. Okay, first thing is, I was reading about something that Charlie Chaplin said about The Great Dictator, which was that if he had known when he was making the movie about the concentration camps, he wouldn't have made the movie. He wouldn't have been able to do it. He was able to make the movie at that time because the full depth of Nazism's evil had not yet been revealed. And I thought about that a lot after I watched your movie, because Charlie Chaplin was, in a sense, saying, I was innocent. I didn't know how bad they were. And you believe him, right? He was making the movie before we knew about concentration camps.
It's still an important movie. It doesn't matter if he regretted it. It still pokes holes in Nazism and fascism. And regardless of whether he knew about the camps or not, since he made the film, there have been numerous other films by filmmakers who did know. People who were still determined to make fun of these people and to make, the way to combat bullying is to make fun of bullies. Yes, we do live in the safe.
Beethoven's Piano Sonata number 9, played by Stefan Lidwin here on Classical KUSC. A couple of minutes before 9 o'clock, Mozart, yeah, he's here, and he hopes you'll stick around to hear what he has to offer this morning on Mozart in the Morning. This is Alan Chapman. Join me for KUSC's classic event with the Los Angeles Master Chorale at Walt Disney Concert Hall on Sunday, October... West Coast.
listening to Jack FM, Kate. It's weird we just mentioned it by name, right?
Longo Toyota, the world's largest Toyota dealership, offers you the largest
866-888-5722, kpcc.org. If we get now 15, if we don't get that, if we get 14, it's just poof, the challenge goes away.
Golden Road Beers, a King's Punk bottle opener, and access to City View Chair.
We have like a theater sign with a line. I saw this.
I'm very happy to promote hate and intolerance and ideas that were prevalent in the 30s.
Taika Waititi directs and plays Adolf Hitler in the new movie Jojo Rabbit. It's Morning Edition from NPR News. Our theme music was inspired by BJ Liederman. I'm Noelle King.
And I'm Rachel Martin.
From KCRW, I'm Cherry Blazer with a look at state and local headlines. Strong winds and red flag fire conditions are in the forecast for much of Southern California today and through the weekend. And fire crews fighting the Saddle Ridge fire in the northern San Fernando Valley are working to increase containment and extinguish hot spots. The fire is now 68% contained. It's burning close to 8,400 acres, or damaged or destroyed almost 100 homes over the past week. Meanwhile, a wildfire has broken out near Santa Barbara. The Real fire has burned more than 440 acres and is 20% contained. At one point yesterday, it forced evacuations and even closed the 101 freeway for a time. But as of last report, no structures have burned. Scientists say earthquakes that hammered Southern California's high desert over the summer have increased strain on a major nearby fault that has slowly begun to move. The series of earthquakes that hit the Ridgecrest area in July ended a few miles from the Garlock Fault, which runs from the San Andreas Fault to Death Valley. The fault has been relatively quiet for 500 years, but now has begun to creep. And Casa Encantada translate into House of Delights. And if billionaire financier Gary Winnick gets his asking price for the estate in Bel Air that goes by that name, he ought to be plenty pleased. The LA Times reports that Winnick is asking $225 million for the 40,000 square foot home, making it the most expensive single-family residence for sale in the country. The home features mountain and ocean views for most of its